And as the days go by, I'll be bringing you more of Dr. Mark's inventions. Right now, though, let's talk about alumni. Now, some alumni of the Unity Hall at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology besieged the Ministry of Education this morning to protest the university's decision to convert all male halls into mixed residential accommodation. The group, which calls itself the Old Continentals Association, says the decision will erase the Pan-African roots, whatever that means. We will get some more. Joining me in the studio are leaders of the Old Continentals Association, George Tete Wayo and Samuel Labi. Gentlemen, you're welcome. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me get this. Continentals Association, right?
Old
Continentals Association. So Contipa. Okay, you're welcome. The university is seeking to, I mean, you have done your time. You're out. The university is seeking to improve. Over the time, they've managed the school system. They realized the problems that they have. They realized what is good for the university, and they're doing it. What's your problem?
Should I take it?
Please.
Yes, thank you very much. We appreciate the stand by the university to increase the female intake. In fact, the program STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, is geared towards our females who want to educate in that field. So we appreciate it. Secondly, we appreciate their presence on campus because there will be multiple purposes. There could be human relations and all that. Our problem is the university, in seeking to admit them, cannot seek to convert our hall, which was established as an all-female hall. The intentions...
All-female hall?
Sorry, all-male hall. Sorry,
okay.
All-male hall. The intentions of our forebearers, those who brought up the idea, they knew why they did that.
Why did they do that? And of what relevance is it to society? Do you want to go for that?
No, he will complete
He will?
Exactly. The hall is called Continental Unity Hall. Before we came into being, there was Africa Hall that came a year before us, and that's all female.
Female, right.
Before that, there were 4 other halls. So you ask yourself, 1959, 1960, 90, all this time they had these halls. Then 1967, all female hall. Right after that, 1968, all male hall. What is the intention of our forefathers?
You tell me.
The intention is that these 2 halls are for a particular discourse. That is why their names are even special. The one is called Africa Hall. The other one is Continental Unity. So what it means that African unity. Kwame Nkrumah and those who were with him at the time, and the VC and the administrators at the time, don't let's forget they were university administrators at the time. This is not the one person to be a VC. So the VC at the time and the governors at the time knew that we need some monumental remembrance. We need something that we have to keep to remind us of this continental struggle. The struggle for African emancipation. We've not gotten there yet.
So really, and I'm trying to find the relevance, the relevance of leaving these halls as they are, as you're championing or as you're pushing. You have Africa Hall. It's a hall that I've slept in before, actually.
Fantastic.
I didn't go to KNUST. I went for a program there. It's all female.
Yes.
You have Conti, which is all male. Yes. Now they want to put it together. You're talking about the spirit behind the establishment of that particular hall.
Of our forefathers.
But the spirit is not broken. If it's about African unity, putting men and women together doesn't break it, does it?
It does, because then we are defeating their intention.
What is the intention, and
So
what has it got to do with gender?
Exactly. So why did they decide to set up Africa Hall?
No,
and then,
you make that.
But that's what we're telling you. So what we are saying, it means that society must listen to us. What we are saying is that, why is it that they had 4 halls? 1959, 1960, 1961, and all of them. Then they get to 1967. They said, let's put all female hall. 1968, all male hall. What is the intention of our forefathers? And in law, when you say the lawmaker had an intention for the particular law, there's no law that the lawmaker has no intention. If the lawmaker makes a law or a regulation, there's an intention behind it.
Okay, so usually when there's a law, there's the letter and the spirit.
Exactly.
I feel that you're going more by the letter rather than the spirit.
No, the spirit is what we are rather encouraging.
The spirit is to keep men and women apart?
No. But that is what our forefathers started. So are we questioning their...
No, not that we're questioning them, but every law is made for man and not man for the law.
Exactly.
Okay, so as you go along and as you progress in life, when you realize that there are things that need to be changed, nothing stops you from changing
it. But
why do you think... Let me come, I need to hear your voice as well.
Okay.
Why do you think that necessarily the hall should stay as it is, all male hall, really? What relevance, if you can just point out a few relevance to society?
Okay, when it's been changed to a mixed hall, it will defeat the legacy that our forebearers actually...
Yeah, you keep talking about the legacy, but I'm not getting the legacy. What's
no,
the legacy?
The hall was built on history.
Okay.
And that was what my judge said.
Yeah.
So we are standing on it, and we will not let anyone come against it or go against it. We should still maintain that structure. We should still maintain the reason behind it.
Okay, help me to understand this. The legacy the legacy of our forefathers, which you try to explain, is that it's standing for African unity.
Exactly.
So there's African Hall, and then there's
Continental
unity. So there's African unity. But these are names that were put on the halls.
That is where we have the problem.
Okay, so those are names that were put on the halls.
Yes.
I want to understand, what has that got to do? I'm still not getting it.
So please try to understand. Have you landed? Can I try to understand? That is the same trajectory the university authorities today are moving on to. So you are with them. They seem...
No, I'm not.
Okay, no, you're thinking, your line of thinking.
I know what you need to do. You are pushing for something.
Yes,
what you need to do is to convince everybody else.
Then you need to listen to us.
Then
you need to listen to us.
I'm listening, but when I'm not getting it, I need to let you know that I don't get it, so you can explain.
Exactly. What we are trying to say, and just to correct one issue,
please.
It is not the quantity of evidence that wins a case, it's the quality of it.
Okay.
So that's why we call, what weight will be put on that evidence.
But you do know that the quality of the evidence is of the argument is my ability, or the ability of who you're trying to convince to understand your position.
And we will do that.
Please.
So when you keep to ask that, what are the other reasons? We are moving from the point that we are looking for quantity. Even if we have one single reason, it must pass, because it is the quality of the weight that we put on it. We are saying that this monumental legacy that all of you, including the VC, say it as name, like you just said, they are names. To us, they are not just names.
What are they?
Why didn't you get them any name? Why didn't Kwame Nkrumah and those at the time just give them any name? Why did they give it Africa Hall? Why did they give it Continental Unity Hall? They gave that name to resonate something. This continental struggle for emancipation, we have not achieved. We have not gotten there. And Kwame Nkrumah in his own wisdom says that our independence is totally linked to the liberation of this continent. He wants to leave something behind, that posterity, that the generation that comes will always be using that as a reminder. And anytime you look at Africa Hall, fantastic. Continental Africa. Look at Unity Hall, fantastic. In fact, what is happening to we the inmates that most of you don't know is that the very moment we are affiliated to the hall and we leave, we have a certain psychological burden on us. That so long as you went to Continental Unity Hall, there must something you must do for Mother Africa. We live by that burden every time in our life.
Okay. So by your explanation, they're looking to promote STEM education.
Exactly.
And by so doing, they want to encourage. We just saw a story about people who are developing robotic stuff. I spoke to those people. It's just only one female amongst them. There are about 8 men. It's only one female. You don't think that females should be encouraged to get it more into technology? They should be encouraged with STEM. Is something that will help Ghana, that has a bigger relevance if you look at the bigger picture. And I get you when you say that you have this psychological burden
on us,
to protect, but I still don't see how encouraging women or how encouraging female, for example, to be more technologically inclined will do anything to the image of the hall.
Exactly, exactly. And I said that when you started. I said that we don't have a problem with they coming in. In fact, we enjoy it. Because I said when they come for academic purpose as well as human relations. When I say human relations, listeners will know what I mean. When more girls come onto the campus, what is human relations? So we like the idea, fantastic.
When more girls come onto the campus,
yes, there will be human relations. Yes,
break it down.
You understand? You understand?
I don't. Even if I do, my viewers, I'm not sure they do.
I mean,
human relations.
The former president John Mahama, his wife. History says that he saw her on the campus and they got married. There are marriages that come out of
that's the human relations.
Of course, that is why we are there. So we support the idea. We're not against it. Our problem is that if you want to resolve accommodation, and what's the university's problem? They want to get accommodation space to house them. Is that not what they are saying? Is that the way to go? Go and destroy a certain unity or that is all male and come and put females there. Have you resolved the problem? If Unity Hall takes 1,200 people and you decide that you want to bring in 500 females, what are you doing? You are eventually denying 500 men. That's all. Because it's not the case that when admissions are made, Unity Hall is empty and you want to fill it. People do patch. So the university has gotten it wrong. They should rather build more annexes.
Okay.
They should rather, KNST has vast land. University of Ghana have set a pace. I don't know if you've paid a visit. Liman, I went to take, and like you said, I also slept in Liman. I slept in some of the new hostels. African Union, they call Pent. They are all there. So University of Ghana have set a pace how to use your lands. KNST has vast lands, build more annexes, build more structures. For the past 3 decades, the 6 traditional halls we are today talking about have not seen any structural improvement.
Okay. And now, you presented a petition to the Minister of Education. What's the response you got?
We've not yet got a response. We presented a petition today, so subsequently we'll get a response from them.
So what the response is seeking to do is to, what the petition is seeking to do is to get the Minister to do what?
To help us as alumni speak to the administrators of KNUST.
To make sure that they don't mix mix men and women at the Continental.
No, to make sure that the administrator doesn't admit females into Unity Hall because of the concerns that we've raised earlier on.
In fact, to tell the minister to intervene and then deal with the matter on our behalf. Somebody will say, but have you spoken to the university?
I feel like your position, and I'm being biased in this instance, I feel like your position is very discriminatory.
It is not.
Not at all.
It is not.
Against women.
No, please. Let's try to
we
get
need to wrap up. By
yeah,
the
we'll
way.
wrap up. And we're going to use your medium. We're going to use your medium to let Ghanaians understand that.
Please do.
That is why we've laid the basis. We are saying that history guides us. What history says is that what generation that comes after come to meet. You don't come to destroy. You come to add. What we are rather seeking the KNSC authorities to do is that we stand as the largest all-male hall in West Africa. When they add 2-3 structures, we'll be going globally. That is what a VC must be thinking of doing. They're not coming to mix it. When you mix women and the next year you admit more women, where are you going to put them? Have you resolved your situation? So they must build more annexes. They must coordinate with hostels around. Okay. There are other options they can do to resolve the accommodation problem.
What are you going to do if they don't listen to you?
Oh, the minister is an old boy. We have so many of them.
So what if the minister doesn't agree with you?
No, the minister understands that what our forefathers have stood for. It's not everything that you come to me that you destroy. We are simply saying that if the VC decide to destroy the all-male nature of Unity Hall and University Hall, what would you have achieved? I came in and I mixed them. You have not achieved anything. And at the end of the day, the university will admit more students, more women, and you end up not getting space to give them. You have not resolved the problem. They should use this opportunity to increase their budget. Take it to the ministry, build more annexes. All that big land on KNSC camp, what are they doing it?
Okay.
Build more annexes, get more hostels and partnerships.
All
the
right.
SRC has a hostel on campus. You can tell that this academic year, SRC, give the hostels to us. We will pay you. The universities are the landlords of them. So please,
okay, I need to wrap up.
There are a lot of avenues.
I need to wrap up. I still feel like your position is still very discriminatory. I've been speaking to Samuel Labi and George Tete Wayo. They're both members of the association. Old Continentals Association.
Conti Power.
Old Continentals Association, Conti Power. That's a very interesting name. The first time I set foot on a KNUST campus, I saw and I was like, okay, that's a very interesting name. But anyway.